Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the In Your Head podcast. I'm your host, Jesse, and with me on the couch today is one of the co-founders, I guess we could say, of the Landmark Live and stand-up comedian, Geoff Colella. Jeff, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm lovely. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you, sir.
Beautiful studio.
Oh yes, it's my living room. It's comfortable.
I dig it.
It's what I could come up with on short notice. So
I live in a garage, so
that's better than most people nowadays. It's
yeah,
2018.
nowadays. But I mean, I live in a garage in my parents' house, so I mean, I had sports wallpaper a year ago, so couldn't film shit.
Too noisy of a wallpaper.
I have 3 younger brothers, man, and a dog. You can't no audio levels for any of that shit.
So I'm gonna have to start you off before we start this interview with our statute of initiation question. You've been warned. You know what to bring. So what did you bring for us?
All right. Well, you sent me a message about what it had to be, a marginally illegal thing. Marginally is going to be very loose here because what we do is pretty illegal.
Yeah, well, we're not talking grand theft. The first guest I had.
I'm not giving anything that's going to get me arrested.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. That's what we're talking.
Somebody talked about grand theft?
More or less, yeah. My first episode was somebody who pretty much knocked over an entire Blockbuster, like armfuls at a time. And so, yeah, that was... Oh, it was a Jeff, by the way. Oh, and for my viewers who aren't counting, this is Jeff 4 out of episode 11. So
I'm Jeff with a G though.
Yeah.
So OG as hell.
I'm bringing the Jeffs. I'm bringing the Jeffs hard.
We're taking over, baby. We're taking over. Real quick before we get into that, did you ever see that video of the Jeopardy thing when they mock it when he goes to all the Jeffs?
No, I gotta see this.
It's just the whole time they're just like, all right, Jeff. What is Jeff? All right, Jeff. One guy's like, what is San Francisco? No. Jeff. It's like some dude just was destroying Jeffs out there making fun of him. I thought it was so funny. My name's commonly made fun of.
I never thought of that.
Jeffries. You got get him to the Greek. No one's afraid of a Jeffrey. SpongeBob. Come on, Jeffrey. There's just Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince. But anyway, getting down to illegal business.
Here we go.
So senior year of high school for me. Me and my senior class decided, commonly it's prom weekend, so we decided to go rent a house for prom weekend. It's not like 3 of my buddies. It's not like 7 of my buddies. It's 40 seniors decided to rent a house.
Hold on, I gotta stop you.
A house.
Okay.
But it's like a big house. There's like 3 there's 3 entrances to the house alone because it's a big shore house down in Wildwood. So we go automatically. Any dude renting 40 high school kids a house has to know that shit's hitting the fan. Like, there's nothing good coming of a 3 to 4 day weekend down the shore, Wildwood, seniors in high school. So we go and we rent from this guy named Roy, right? I mean, looks like he was out of prison, which we later found out he was, in fact, in prison before. Like, swear to God. So we get there, right? And he's like, all right, here's this deal. You know what I mean? Like, we all put in our money, our security deposits, everything like that. We get in there, we're drinking, it's fine. Immediately the first thing I do with my roommate, my friend Eddie, is we just smoke out our bedroom, just ripping the bong. The fire detector goes off, and all we did was punch it off the wall because we were like, that's a way to fix this situation. I guess we'll just Band-Aid it and just fucking hit it off. So we did. Like, that's like a complete metaphor for the whole weekend because it's just anything that was coming up, we were just running with it. We were on top of the roof at night with fucking a 3-person slingshot, and we're just slingshotting beers and shit. I wasn't a part of all of it. I was a part of some of it. I will say I was slingshot a couple things, but you're laying in bed and you're hearing it's hitting streets, cars, it's hitting bed. Like, people are launching shit.
I can't say anything because I have one of those in my very basement at this moment.
Oh, I'm really good. But we're doing. You're just going balls out, and so then at one point in time, one of the security guards leaves, right? Like, one of the guys who was watching the house, like, the guy hired a guy to watch the house to make sure nothing goes crazy, and he goes, hey man, I gotta leave for a little bit. I'm gonna leave my bike here. So we then proceeded to take his bike, put it in the shower, and then like 4 of us peed on it and then brought it back out. But while he was gone, a kid who wasn't even staying in the house came in and drunkenly kicked a hole right in the wall, which to drunk people in their head, that goes, oh shit, I guess our security deposit's gone. Let's just fuck up the house.
Oh, man.
And chaos ensued because I'll tell you right now, I was in a room hooking up with a girl. Doors locked. A TV comes through the door. I don't know if you've ever been cock-blocked before. There's no bigger cock-block than a TV busting open your door with chants in the background of, let's throw it out the window next. And you're like, whoa, hold on a second. We're on the second story and my car's we're not throwing anything out the window. That's not even a... And then I emerged from my room to just see this house destroyed. I mean, I've been checked out for a bit. I was in the room for a little bit. But I was like, what the fuck is going on? People are punching holes in the wall, not giving a fuck. The one kid whose name it was all under, so he's kind of having like a mental breakdown right now. He's like, my name is under. He calls the guy Roy on like the last night at 2 a.m. and goes, yo, shit is hitting the fan. You got to get back here. All of a sudden, this dude comes charging in, and evicts us. Right then and there. We're drunk. We're seniors, and I mean, we can't. Where do you want us to go? So a very good portion of us, not me, I was a passenger, drove drunk to another friend's shore house just to be there safe for the night. But it's fair to say, I mean, people were wind up baseball pitching empty beer cans just at walls into the bathroom. People were throwing up onto the floor and just like moving a couch over it as if like that. No one will see it. This couch is in the middle of the floor, and this looks normal. I mean, it was a train wreck of 40 people. We didn't get our security deposit back.
No.
But goddamn, was that a fun-ass fucking weekend. Wow. I mean, it was just,
So, okay, so I'm going to... So, I guess being a tech guy, I'm going to have to ask this, and I guess not to date yourself too much. So... Was this a CRT that came through the door or a flat screen television?
CRT.
Yeah, see, that's why I figured it went right through the door.
Oh, the door was not able to be locked afterwards. When you're hooking up with a girl, it's the worst to not have a lock on your door, especially when there's 40 people coming in and out. Like, can I get my beer in the room? And you're like, dude, grab a handful and roll out, man. Grab a handful and, like, you know what I mean? Like, prepare. Don't be coming in every 3 seconds. So, everything that weekend wasn't how we expected it to go, but a fucking hilarious story that we all tell to this day.
Yeah, that's epic, man, to see, and especially for me, someone who works in real estate and dealing with tenants and leases and stuff like that, and hearing this story, my blood's running a tad colder knowing it, but that's also why that's a brave man to do what he did. Well, Roy himself.
Spoiler plot twist to the story. Roy, turns out, was so mad at us and evicted us because that wasn't his place. He was renting it and then rented it to us.
And he sublet it to you.
And then he got in trouble. That's why he was so pissed, is because the people were going to come back on him. And it turns out what he was doing, renting it to minors and stuff like that, was illegal. And Roy, in turn, after almost fighting some kids in the street and trying to kick us all out, then went to jail after the fact, and we were all like, yo, Roy went to jail. Fuck Roy, dude. Like, thank God that happened, because he was, I get it now. You understand why he was so fed up with, I mean, don't get me wrong, the house was destroyed. Anybody would be pissed.
Well, yeah.
But it was that one kid who came in, man. He wasn't even part of the house. He wasn't even paying for it. Kicked a hole in the wall, and everybody, I mean, everyone's light bulb went off. Just, we're not getting it back. Might as well fuck this place up. And you're like, God damn.
Wow.
So, and Roy's a piece of shit.
So how long from hole in the wall to out in the street? Ballpark, you think?
5 hours.
Okay.
5 hours of chaos and terror just ensuing. I mean, it was balls. I had one of my close friends go in, steal some oregano that I had. And then he did that, and I confronted him about it, and he just, instead of getting mad, which he shouldn't have been mad, I should have been mad, he just turned around and punched a wall himself. And then somebody walked in and was like, who the fuck just did that? And I was like, you're my friend, dude, but you just stole my shit. So Matt fucking did it. Matt fucking did it. It was all him. I'm not saying shit other than that, but go yell at Matt. I mean, it literally got to the point where it almost needed to be called. We didn't want it to be called because you got to give people a heads up. You can't just be like, hey, guys, Roy's coming. Everyone's about to be evicted. I'm fucking hammered, dude. Yeah. I can't drive anywhere. I can't do anything like that.
Yeah.
So, like, we all were pretty pissed at that kid. We were like, fuck this kid. But at the same time, I get it looking back on it as a mature person now that you're like, I get it, man. You want to fuck up. Your name's on the shit.
There's also a point where, like you said, it seemed like it had to stop.
It had to stop.
Otherwise,
it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have.
Yeah.
It would have went all day. But my plan was, I was like, like I said, I was like, I want to be out by the morning. Like, I want to be like, Roy's coming at 10 o'clock. That's when we all have to get out of here. I want to leave by 8, so I'm not a part of this. Like, I don't want to be a part of this at all. So I was getting ready to go to bed. Like, I was like, I'm pretty done for the night. Like, I want to get out of here in the morning. And never made it, man. We were in the street. I tried to talk to him at one point. I was like, hey, man, like, listen. And he was like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. You hit the fuck. I was like, holy shit, 40-year-old, 6'3", fucking dude was huge. He would have fucked all of us up. Jesus. But I was like, I don't know, man. He's in jail right now.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's I like the twist. You definitely should have included the twist. That was important. No, that was important because leasing it to minors while subletting. Wow, that's
yeah. So exactly. So he was, he was on edge. I get it.
God damn, that is fantastic. So I thank you for bringing that great
Yeah.
story.
And where would you rank? Is that a top 5 story out of your 11 episodes?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't have to be. You don't lie to me. I want to know where I'm.
No,
where I'm at
that
right
is that's a great story because it's got a little bit of everything in that story. Like I said, my first guest the first week, he spoke about when they were kids how they would set up Blockbuster like Ocean's 11 style. So the Blockbusters, to get in the door, you could get in, but the outdoors were always like airlocked, so you couldn't like get out from that way. So what they would do is drag somebody to the back and be like, "Oh, can you show me these videos?" Or they would just lead them to the back and then armfuls of videos and right out the outdoor when somebody opened it up for them. So it was like Ocean's 11 style.
I'll tell you right
which
now.
was interesting, but
I'll tell you right now, my dad was a Blockbuster manager for 10 years. He was the youngest store manager in Blockbuster history. At 17 years old.
Nice.
Went on to be a district and regional manager and stuff like that before he quit in like 2004 maybe, which was a great decision based off what happened in Blockbuster.
Well,
but I'll tell you right now, that wouldn't have happened on Big Jeff's watch. Big Jeff would have shut that shit down. Big Jeff had it down on how to catch thieves. I know that. I know that trick. That trick would not have worked in Big Jeff's office. No way.
So he must not have been from around here, or they knew him. Yeah,
must not have been.
Because it was an interesting story.
Videos? Fuck that, dude. I was slingshotting beer cans off people, hitting people's minivans.
What?
People are going to soccer practice, getting fucking pelted with Coors Light.
Well, to be fair, most of his stories that he told were about petty theft in some way, shape, or form. That seemed to be what his friends grew up doing. He's like, well, we started with the chromies on tires, which I think every kid in the 90s did, to be fair. And then, somebody left a pallet of soda behind a store and didn't take it in, so that went away. And then we just started that. So they just liked to grip stuff up.
Okay.
So, I mean... I'm with you on the slingshot. I love it. You find two
man.
Sturdy dudes, and I mean, it's always good for me because
That's all I do. I find 2 sturdy dudes, and I'm good for the night. You know what I mean?
Ron would have been great for it if he wasn't so pissed off at you guys. Big 6'3" animals just holding that thing up.
Oh, fucking Roy? Oh, dude.
Oh, Roy, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Threw me off. Who's Ron? Do I know Ron? I know a lot of sturdy men.
Yeah, if you would have had Roy up there holding that thing, it would have been...
Christ.
I have a couple...
20 years prior, Roy would have been up there with us. That would have been the best part. I think that's why Roy was so pissed. You could tell he made some mistakes in his life. He had like 3 neck tattoos on one side alone. I was like... All right, so good. I'm glad. Listen, I don't care who your guests were. I don't care if you have a crazy story from Cody. I'm gonna be a memorable ass Jeff. I'm gonna be a memorable ass guest among the Jeffs.
You're definitely one of my top 4 Jeffs. That's for sure. So
doesn't say much, but whatever. Tell your friends.
So speaking of tell your friends, I have been hearing people talking about Landmark Live.
Yes.
Which is what you guys are founding and is coming out in February. And I know this episode will air before that. I'll have a release date to you soon, but I know it's going to air before the first week of February, so we will have that out.
Awesome.
Before it is. So I want to talk about it. So that's going to be at the Landmark Americana, Glassboro, New Jersey.
Yes.
First and third
Monday of every month.
Okay.
So and I got this question before too. It's not every other Monday. So if there's if there's 5 Mondays in a month, we're just not going to do the 5th Monday because it's not every time. So it's first and third every time at there's the club area in Landmark in Glassboro where a lot of people go and they have the DJs and they have live music and stuff like that, but we're using it on Mondays for strictly stand-up comedy. We used to do shows there, but for what we're doing now is we're just going to be doing open mic. So, I mean, try out material. If you don't want to try out material, just come for the show itself. There's some fucking talented motherfuckers that are trying out material, that are working for shows. And then I believe we nailed down that's going to be the first Monday of the month. The first mic of the month is when we're going to be doing like featured showcase type things. We're going to have 2 or 3 people, kind of comics that we want to have come out, and then they're going to do a little bit of extra time right up front, work on some longer sets if they want to, kind of have some people being featured, and then hopefully build up enough, a nice enough crowd from Rowan students, Glassboro alums, anybody that wants to come out and just see a stand-up comedy show. I mean, without it being a pricey thing, you can come and just fucking have some beers. It's free.
Yeah.
So we're trying to really build this thing. It's a big room. So there's a lot of potential with it.
Yeah, I do love the room. I've seen Atomic Comic over there.
Yeah,
that was my
first.
We're
going to be doing
visit.
that again.
Yeah,
we're gonna be doing a second annual Atomic Comic in June. We're gonna be doing, so that'll be a fun time. Cody Wright is the Atomic Comic winner of the first annual.
I believe episode 5-ish. So for the viewers who remember, Cody, he was the Atomic Comic. I think I may have referred to him as that in there somewhere. I may have thrown that at him at some point.
I love that kid.
But
he's helping run the room though. So it's me, Cody Wright, Rusty Wright, no relation, and our diverse little lesbian friend Brittany Johan. So it's gonna be fun.
It's a good mix of people you guys put together to run the show. A lot of guys that two other ones. Everybody but Brittany has actually been on this podcast. So you guys are all great guys. I met you all through High Note.
Mm-hmm. I love High Note.
So I mean, I'm really hoping to see you guys do well at this show.
Yeah, thanks,
I'm really hoping this show takes off because it's nice having shows in different places.
Yeah.
Like Philadelphia. From what I've learned of the Philadelphia open mic scene, it's like, it's Philadelphia, so it's the Philly comics. If you're a Philly comic, you can get to any Philadelphia mic. You can walk, take the train.
Yeah.
It's all Philadelphia.
Right,
but now you're in South Jersey or Glassboro, so you're a little more pushed away. A lot of we get a lot of I say we. I mean
runoff.
Yeah, we get a lot of Philly comics at High Note, and so you see a lot of that. But yeah, it's some of the South Jersey guys. But I think you're going to tap into a new area that not a lot of, maybe a lot of people that don't get to do it, because it is hard to run up to Philadelphia and Rowan. I mean, I went to Rowan. You can't have a car on campus as a freshman unless they've changed that. So I wouldn't have been able to come up to High Note. Mm-hmm. So things like that, you've got more stuff right on campus, which is great for the people who are there. And yeah, you don't have to drive. You can walk over. Mm-hmm. If you are 21, have a drink and just relax and watch the comics. And the same with a lot of the guys that have been in High Note. They're great to sit and watch. I mean, anybody who's trying, and I probably said this at least once on the podcast, come out and just give it a shot out there. I mean, see if you enjoy it and see what, if you've always thought about writing comedy or just getting up on stage, is to try it.
That's all it is, man. It's just trying it. It's and I think you're right. I think there's a lot of untapped potential in that area, because you get a lot of people. There's not a crazy South Jersey specific scene. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a couple good High Note Tap Room. That's one of them. I mean, that was built up by a lot of great guys, and are run now by a lot of great guys. But there are a lot of I know for a fact that some of those people up that way in like Haddonfield, Cherry Hill area say that like Glassboro's a little far or whatever. If you're not willing to travel a little bit for comedy, you're probably limiting yourself off the bat anyway. Yeah. But you're right though. It's a lot of these college kids who are broke as shit. They can't be driving to Philly every weekend trying to get in mic time and stuff like that. And the Philadelphia scene, it's a good scene. It's just sometimes you can, if you're new and stuff like that, it could kind of be a little off-putting when you go up and you sign up at 8 o'clock at night, and not only to get on stage at 1:30 in the morning, which I get. Listen, man, you gotta pay your dues and you gotta get up there. You don't get to just. I think it's a little bit ridiculous for a brand new comedian to first time ever doing comedy to be the second or third person to go. Sometimes I get maybe pushing them to the back. Sometimes letting people who really need a crowd to work out, let them just get a little bit of crowd, a little bit of breathing room and stuff like that. Really try out some stuff, but it could be a little off-putting having those late night sets, and then it's you waited 5 hours to do 5 minutes of material. Where hopefully, I mean, we're just trying to bang out sets and stuff like that, and having these kids and newcomers come on and really, if they want to try comedy, fuck yeah, try it. It's a whole college campus. You're telling me no one wants to try comedy? I doubt it.
I find that very hard to believe.
I started comedy because I fucking worked in a cubicle designing cubicles, and I fucking hated my life. I was like, this shit sucks. I'm not doing this the rest of my life. I was 19 years old. I'm like, I'm not doing this. needed an outlet. Fucking listen to podcasts in the office. Started doing comedy. Started trying it out, and now I'm fucking 2.5, not even 2.5, a little over 2 years in, and I'm fucking enjoying the fuck out of myself still.
Nice. And what was it that got you started writing? Like, was there any specific influence, I guess? Maybe a comedian or something that really pushed you in a certain direction?
To sound cliche as fuck, you listen to a lot of things like the Joe Rogan Experience. You listen to, Bill Burr's podcast. I'm a big MMA guy, so I was listening to like Fighter and the Kid and stuff like that. And I've always been a huge fan of comedy, but to just see that, they talk about on their podcast, like, man, if you're sitting in a desk chair all day, every day, just staring at these same fucking four walls, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. It's not a super, super healthy lifestyle. I was like, you know what? This works for some people, but not me. It's not what I want to do. I don't want to sit behind. I need to be on my feet. I need to be communicating. I need to be talking. I need to be out there. I need some type of outlet if I'm just gonna sit here and collect a paycheck for a bit.
Yeah.
And so I did, man. I just had time, and I wasn't going to school. Took a semester off and stuff like that. So I decided to go try out comedy at the Raven Lounge with Brittany. It was my first set ever, was at the Raven Lounge, and we went on at 1 o'clock in the morning. We signed up at 8 o'clock at night, which is how things roll.
Wow.
I mean, you can't complain about stuff like that. It's just how it is. That's how the scene is. But I got up there, fucking ate a whole big bag of dicks, sucked. I got off stage. My legs were trembling. I literally couldn't stop shaking. I've never done something like that before. I was never in theater. I was never in stage shit. I was like a typical douchey kind of guy who played some sports but like was just sarcastic and got through school. But I never did theater and get on stage and try to talk about my thoughts and try, you know what I mean, like cracking jokes. But I was like, I'm decently funny in my everyday life, and I think that I have the mind to do comedy and make observations and stuff like that. And I gave it a shot, and some people like it just to do it for fun. Some people want to make it something. I want to be a stand-up comedian at the end of the day. It's just what I want to be. I don't want to have a day job. I want to get out there and fucking sling jokes at night and make people laugh.
And it's cool that you have kind of an end game with what you want to do with it. Some people I know, it's therapy. I mean, for lack of a better word, it's therapy for them. So they can go out there and tell a joke, and it's get that crap that's been boiling away and just bothering them, and they can now go out and tell those jokes and the stories, and it gets it out there, and it makes them, it is therapy. And a lot of people that I've talked to, you got a lot of comics on this podcast, and it's like, some of the questions you ask, it's like, does it bring them down a little bit? I said, well, maybe a little bit, but
it's real.
Some comics, you need to see what's in there, and to see what makes them want to be what they are and what drives them to be a comedian. One of my favorite comedians is Kyle Kinane, and to watch him talk about the stories he talks about and put, it's like, this is the dumb thing I did. It makes you kind of sit and go, other people do dumb things too.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes you almost feel a little bit better. And his therapy is, it's therapy for me.
That's the bridge, man. That's what it is. You talk about something on stage that people experience in everyday life but don't think twice that could be funny. People are like, oh, man, this sucks. This is a shitty part of my day. You bring a little bit of light to it. You make fun of it a little bit in your observations. People are like, oh, that's a fucking good point. That's how you know you made a good joke where it connected with the crowd, is because the crowd was like, oh, shit, that is a good point. That is how that is.
Yeah. And it's few people that I find that actually do that. I mean, I love,
believe me.
I do love the laughs, and I love, sometimes it's nice when you see that comic who just hits you with it. And it's just that, it just hits you with that hard, funny, or just awful, bad taste joke, and it's funny, and you can get a really good laugh out of it. But when there is that guy that can make you think and really go, oh man, that's something, and then you level with the guy, especially him. So, did you have any upcoming shows that you're in?
When's your date gonna be for this?
So we got Wednesday. So as of the recording of this right now, 2 days is episode 9. So it's gonna be 2 weeks from Wednesday.
From Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. So then.
But I'll be more than happy if it's before then to plug you on my site as well.
It'll probably be close, but obviously one in January 18th. I'll be doing High Note, my first round of the stand-up South Jersey comedy competition. It'll be my first round, and then on the 26th of January, pretty excited about the show. Doing a fundraiser for my old high school baseball. I played baseball for them, so my brother plays now. They're trying to get a trip to go to South Carolina and whatnot, but they hired me to do to run a show. And it's going to be, I'm hosting it. Cody Wright's on it. Troy Moore's on it. Chris O'Connor will be on it, and Shane Gillis is going to be on it. So it's a fucking stacked lineup.
It's a good list.
It's a
good list.
Stacked lineup. Like it's $30 a ticket. And I didn't pick the price. It's a fundraiser. I get it. It's a little expensive. There's gonna be a cash bar and stuff like that. But I mean, if you want to come see a fucking show, it's gonna be a show. I'm pumped for that show.
Well, and it's going to a good cause. At least it's a fundraiser. It's not just come sit and see a show. I'd rather pay for a fundraiser and see entertainment.
We expect a couple hundred people to be out there.
Wow.
And like I said, the lineup's stacked. So that's January 26th in Gloucester. You can check my Facebook or Instagram. I'll send you the link for anything like that if you want to put that out there.
Yeah, and I'll definitely make sure I put it all below. If need be, I'll make sure I get this out beforehand to even post some of that links on my pages. So,
and then February 5th will be the first mic of Landmark Live. So come out to that, man. It's fucking free. You come to the bar, even if you don't like the show, leave and have a beer. I don't give a fuck. Come to the show and just try it out and look, though.
Yeah,
it can't hurt.
Yeah, check it out. February 5th. Believe me, guys. It's I'm gonna definitely try to make it myself because I want to.
And then the third Monday is February something else that I should have been.
Add 14 days, so I'm gonna guess the 19th.
Good job.
That sounds good. I don't know. So, check out Landmark Live. I'm definitely interested because I know a lot of the comedians that are probably going to be up there. It's going to be a great time. Always great dudes out there, especially with the crew you roll with. So I know. So especially the guys putting it together. The 4 of you that you ran off, 3 of which have been on this podcast. So the people who are watching this probably have seen them. So you'll probably see those 3 guys out there, and definitely Brittany too, and she's hilarious as well. So come check out everybody out there.
She's got some of the most raw talent I've seen in comedy. If she just fucking applied herself and put the, you know what I mean, and just got the feet moving on that. I mean, god damn, she doesn't even. I'll mention movies and comedians and TV shows. She'll be like, I've never seen that before. I don't know, I've never seen that. And I'm like, how do you not know this shit? You've never seen a movie. You don't see any movies. You see no TV shows. You don't know half the comedians I talk about. Yet you fucking go up there with no game plan and fucking kill it. Yeah. It's crippling to watch because you sit there and you're like, I worked 3 hours in this joke that got 2 laughs. You went up there and talked about your day and just murdered the room. She's very talented.
I've always loved that about watching her.
Don't fucking hit on her. I already tried. Just kidding, I didn't. But Cody has multiple times. Still, like yesterday.
I gotta ask, was Cody sober or drunk?
I think drunk. He just comes off drunk all the time that you almost don't know anymore. I love that kid. That kid is the definition of the kid you hang out with for the fucking stories, man.
Oh, I know.
Cody's fucking modern day Spicoli.
I believe that was one of the first jokes I remember seeing you tell, and I didn't know who it was about, and you know exactly which story I'm going to tell.
Yeah.
And you might have to tell the joke if you want to throw Cody under the bus here. But that was a great story, and it was one of the first jokes I think I'd ever saw you tell on stage over at High Night.
That was our first night at Landmark. That was our very first, because when you said, co-founding and stuff like that, these guys are definitely helping me out and stuff like that. But the first Landmark show ever was a fundraiser that I was hired for a school for a bunch of teachers and stuff. And I went and I brought Cody out, and Cody murdered it. Like, he literally, I gave people 10 minutes, and he went for 15, and I didn't even light him because I was like, let him go. Like, he's killing it.
Yeah.
And he gets off stage, and I pay everybody, the comedians and stuff like that. And he goes, and he's like, I'm just gonna go buy fucking drinks. And so we're all hanging out. All the comedians are hanging out in the bar with fucking a pocket full of cash now, just like, let's go party at this college bar. And this super hot chick walks in, and everyone's like, whoa, look at that girl, right? And then you just see Cody right behind her. I mean, didn't even skip a beat. Goes there, he's like, hey, what's going on? And I watched him just deep throat Coors Light bottle in front of her to like impress her or something. Like, if that's how you would ever impress a girl, I was like, that's not the move. And then he went up. There's another booth, and I watched him try again. And there's these girls sitting there, and he slid in, and he fucking was trying to hit on them. And the one girl said her name was Marley, and he told her that she had a fucking dead dog's name. And I was like, holy shit, dude. And what's crazy is those girls still talk to us. I was like,
oh, man.
I was like, how did you swing that? But then I just played the normal guy role. I was just like, sorry about my crazy friend. I don't know you know what I mean? You just play that anchor role. And they're like, he seems like he's got his stuff together. He's the together friend, and that was the role I was playing. But I mean, this kid just fucking parties. This kid parties.
And I remember you working on that joke when you would tell it there, and you were working that joke, and I never knew that you were telling it about the guy that was right over there. And then it's like, and then one day, I guess after the show, we were talking about it, and you're like, yeah, that was fucking Cody.
Fucking Cody. Dude.
And I'm like,
can't even make this shit up.
And after knowing Cody, I'm like, yeah, that didn't surprise me after knowing him for a little bit.
He called me one time after a Landmark show, and he brought we went back to his sister lived on campus, and we went to her place, and her boyfriend's name was Jeff too, very common name. And
apparently
we were hanging out, and Cody would like disappear. It was me and Brittany just hanging out at like his sister's like college house full of like college girls and dudes or whatever, and like where the fuck is Cody? We don't know anybody here. Where's Cody at? He'd just leave, and he would come back like pissed off, and you'd be like, where did you just go? And he's like, I'm gonna fucking fight him. And you're like, who are you fighting? Who are you going to go fight right now? Do you need help? Do you need someone to talk you out of this? And then he left again, and then he never came back. And me and Brittany were like, what the so we just left. Like we went home after drinking for a little bit. We get a phone call the next morning while I was smoking a blunt with Brittany, and I put it on speaker. And he's like, bro, I had the craziest night. He ended up walking away, getting lost on his way back. So he broke into someone's car and slept in there and took their Grateful Dead t-shirt and put it on and wore it to stay warm. Then in the morning left, found his way back home, only to find out that he left his keys in their car. So he had to go back to the car, hope they didn't leave yet, get his car keys out. And in that moment, you'd think, okay, you get the car keys and maybe you return the Grateful Dead t-shirt. No, he kept the Grateful Dead t-shirt and got his keys out and just broke into someone's car overnight and then went, like he was telling me this over the phone and I was pissing my pants. I'm like, dude, how the fuck do you get in these situations? I would never break into someone's car. But I think he's not the hero we need. He's the hero we deserve. Okay? He's our Batman.
I'm absolutely going to agree with that 100%. And Cody, if you want to come back on and issue a retort for this, I will gladly have you back on the podcast if you watch this. But
you better watch this.
And again, this is one of the guys that's helping run Landmark Live.
We're nothing but stories, people. We're nothing but partying, drinking, comedy, jokes, and stories. Let's go.
This is what you can come and enjoy and come watch this deteriorate into comedy the mess that's exactly and watch it happen. So I'm gonna pull us away from Cody for a second.
Good call. I'll go all day.
Oh man, I could too, but I gotta ask you, being a bit of a gamer myself, I gotta ask you, what is your favorite game of all time?
Video game?
Yes.
Of all time.
Yeah, it can be a
Halo
arcade.
3.
Halo 3.
Halo 3. I grew up hard. I played the Halos growing up, and then I played Halo 3, and I thought Halo 3 was the first Halo that came out on Xbox 360. This was when Xbox 360 came out, and it was like the biggest console they had. It was, game changing. And I would play Halo 3 religiously. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 religiously. But Halo 3 gives that edge because I just loved everything about it. The maps were amazing. The multiplayer was amazing. The campaign was amazing. You play Halo Reach, the campaign's fucking over in a minute. Half the campaigns today are over in a second.
Yeah.
Halo 3 is well thought out. It went with the storyline. It's fucking iconic Master Chief. But Halo 3, for me, is I could sit down and play Halo 3 all day, every day.
I think it was just on the edge of right before games were just all multiplayer. It was either all multiplayer or not at all, because that was right at that cusp where it was just, they were like, oh yeah, we'll put it in. We'll have some maps in there and you can play them great. But it was just there where it's still, hey, we want people to sit down and play our game. Yeah. And I mean, I wasn't in the Halo. I wasn't really on the Halo bandwagon. I didn't play a lot of shooters back at that point in time, but I played it a little bit, and it was a fun game. It was cool multiplayer. I watched probably way too much Red versus Blue.
That's what I mean. You get stuff like that. It's not even just the game. It's the game and then everything that comes with the game. The Halo 3 fan base and universe, I mean, just took off, like you said, because it was doing multiplayer. But I mean, that was online. The beginning of the kids with the headsets talking mad shit, being like, "You're a fucking pussy, dude," and you're like, "Who the fuck? Where's your mom, fucking loser?" And you're just You're like, how the fuck is this 12-year-old making me so goddamn mad? I'm gonna fucking hit him with my ghost and run him over and just get a fucking killjoy.
Oh man, see that's where it came from. That was really, it was the base of when it started.
Yeah, that was my first online shooter. I already knew the Halo games. It's got a little bit of a fantasy element to it where it's not strictly war. And that was just up my alley. I still have Halo 3. I still have it in my house.
There you go. See, and that's what when I tell people this, I say, if there's a game you can pick that if you had it on your console and you sold your whole console back, that's the disc you would still keep.
It would be Halo 3.
And there we go. That's the one.
Halo 3.
Nice. That's a good choice. I think it's one of the first shooters we've actually had on here. So a lot of RPGs I've noticed.
I know. You know why? Because that's I feel like the typical quote unquote nerd style game. It's that like escape into this world, which a lot of them are fucking great. I'm not saying that they're not.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're right. I feel like that would be the typical. How many people have said Skyrim?
I think well, no, I'm a Fallout guy myself.
Fallout,
but
okay.
Yeah, I'm a Fallout guy. Because I do like the shooters and the shooter mixed with the RPG element.
That's good.
So when I say one, because I usually tell people pick one out of the franchise, which you also did, so you knocked all my follow-up part out of it.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. I didn't want to have to worry about that, but I'd say Fallout 3 because I loved a game like that where your choices mattered.
Right.
Fallout
right.
4, you could be an asshole.
Right.
But it didn't really matter on the story.
Your choices did matter.
No, you could just be an asshole and cause havoc. But 3, it showed you. I'm like, well, I'm going to save this place, or I'm going to turn it into a glass parking lot.
Yeah, you really.
And so you had that choice in the game. It's like, and there was, no turning back once you were that person, and I love that about the game.
It's funny that you put it that way because for me, and I appreciated the Fallout games. For me, Fallout 3 was ruined for me. Because I played Fallout 3 with a lot of hype behind it. Went in there, went through the whole beginning, right? Get out to the real world once you're finally like able to get out of the simulation, the vault. Here you go.
Yeah.
Once you get out of that, right? And I go out, and what happened was I accidentally shot a fucking grandmother.
Oh.
And when I did that, I shot her, and then the game saved. So anytime I went back to my checkpoint, there was an angry mob of people after me every time. So I was like, after a while, I was like, fuck this game, dude. I can't.
Oh, man.
I was like, so it kind of got ruined for me a little bit. I respected and appreciated the game, but after a while, I was like, God damn, I can't get through this mob of fucking angry ass white people, and they were just destroying me with pitchforks. I mean, it was a fucking scene out of like an 1800s movie. I was like, dude, there's like pitchforks and fire. I was like, dude, no, I'm out. I'm out.
Oh man. You picked the wrong time to accidentally kill somebody.
I did. I didn't mean to. I was like, is this the just fucking launched fucking Nana through the goddamn floorboards.
But see, that was the fun of the game, though. If that's the way you wanted to go, you could have been that. Well, but all right.
You could have. That was great.
And there were so many people who it was like, okay, I'm out of the vault. Now I'm going to be an asshole. And it was like, I'm just going to tear this place apart. And there was nothing stopping you, which was so much fun to have that. And I love that part of a game. And I guess a lot of RPGs didn't have that, or don't even. I mean, some you have choices, you have where you explore, but nothing that's really going to impact the game. I don't think as heavily as Fallout 3 really did.
Fallout 3 was a very big game. Even if you didn't like the game, you can't deny the following and impact I feel like it had on the gaming community. Still, I mean, everybody loves Fallout 3. Whether you were me fucking up or not, you still liked the game.
Yeah, it was still that good. It's still down there. I still have it. So before this all started, though, I gave you a piece of paper with 11 circles on it, as I do all my guests, and I ask you to fill it out however you see fit. So, as I'm bringing it up here for my audience, this is what we drew. So, the first thing that you started with was the Pokeball in the bottom right corner.
Yep.
Correct? Mm-hmm. So, that's where you started. So, I'm guessing you grew up a Pokemon fan, or was it just something that was there?
I grew up a Pokemon fan. I grew up a Pokemon fan, but to be honest, I just did a bunch of, like, everything that you see right here, it almost just looks like doodles that you would see on my homework growing up. Like, I just drew a lot of these dumb little fucking things. But yeah, Pokeball, I saw you said draw in the circle. First thing I thought of was a Pokeball.
There you go.
I almost made it an Ultra Ball, but I didn't have the time.
and so then Mickey followed briefly after, but it did fit the head, which I'm actually surprised no one's done a Mickey yet, because it does fit the circle, but nobody's actually gone that route yet. So yeah, we've got the usual steaming turd, which is nice with the stinky lines coming off of it and the flies, which is
details
nice.
Are important, people.
Details. I do like details. The world, it's nice. It's colored. You've got it looks like you really. I think it's pretty close to a globe there. Yeah, I do see. I guess it's we got America and South America.
That's what we're going for. A little Europe drifting in, and a little bit Africa, but we want to keep a little bit of them out. You know what I mean? They're not on our hemisphere really, so they can go take a hike. West Coast hemisphere, baby.
So then we got to go to the drawing above that. So for anybody who might not be able to figure it out, do you want to explain what the top left drawing is?
Well, I'll tell you, Jesse. A lot of people are very quick. You give them a marker, you say, go doodle something, they're going to draw a dick. Oh, ho, ho, real funny guy. Oh, drew a penis. That's hilarious.
So that would be episode 10, which is the person who did that.
Yeah, not typical penis guys. No, this is staring down the barrel, all right? This is looking dead on at a penis, and this is what you see. As you can see, the left one's drooping a bit more. That's normal, all right? The left one's always drooping a bit more. That's a normal thing. But you're staring down the barrel. A little veiny. Honestly, if this was drawn accurate, if I had more room, I'd make the balls a little bit bigger. But
depth perception.
Work with what you got. Depth perception. This guy gets it. You stared down the barrel of a dick before, sir. You know the deal.
No, no, that's not it. No, I'm a photographer, so I've had that stuff beaten in my head. And when you go to art school, they teach you all of that, like how to draw distance and everything like that. So that's the excuse I'm going to give you to get away with that. Is the balls are farther away. So
So next time someone tries to draw a dick, just know that Geoff Colella was the most creative dick drawer in studio. Mark it down in writing. Suck it.
Episode 11, best dick drawn on here.
Episode 11, boys.
And I'm hoping YouTube doesn't flag me for that one, but we'll see.
Bring YouTube to the house. All right, let me talk to YouTube.
I want to see what they say about that.
I'm very persuasive.
So we've got the yin yang next to that.
That's bullshit. There's nothing special about that.
No real reason why you went to it.
Again, like I said, half this. I mean, I would just draw. I don't know why I would draw clocks. I would draw random. None of my doodles were ever had a point to them. I was just not giving a fuck what the teacher said, and these are my go-to doodles. I don't know why. I would just draw shitty Mickey Mouses and shitty Pokeballs, and occasionally I'm not drawing dicks on my homework. That's just for fun. But clocks and poop, because that's funny.
Well, like I said, I mean, this is the In Your Head podcast, so I'm trying to figure out a little bit into the person. But why 5:45? See, I've got to ask that. Is there
6:45, sir?
Oh, 6:45. Well, I figured 5. It kind of rolled around.
You're probably right. I didn't draw it as accurately.
Well, we're gonna say 6:45, but
why 6:45? I'll tell you, Jesse. Because I was gonna do 4:20, but then they would pretty much be on the same thing, and then you couldn't make that out. So I was gonna go basically with just 69. So I went with 69.
All right.
You got a penis on this bitch, a 69, and a poop. All right, this is. You can't get funnier than this, people.
No, but but there's thought. It's not just a clock. There's some thought.
There's always thought. Everything happens for a reason, except for the yin yang.
And what about the 3 seconds? Was there any particular reason, or?
No, I just kind of thought it'd be a nice balance to the other side of the.
Nice.
You want to balance the artwork.
Okay. Now, what about the alligator hanging out there? I mean, we know what the middle finger's all about. Is that Mickey's middle finger hanging out?
Yeah, it's Mickey's middle finger.
Yeah, I can tell by the gloves.
Mickey's saying, fuck the gator. You know what I mean? It's a direct line to the gator. I went to Gateway. I was a Gateway gator.
Okay.
I thought once you draw, what is it? Is that the less than sign? If you draw the less than sign, that's a good indicator to start an open mouth for a gator. And you add the teeth. You make it look like a sideways heart. You add the gator. So for me, it was one of the first things that you could just give me a simple thing, and I could make an image out of it. So I would do that in my math classes. I would make all the science gators.
Okay. I like him. He's again, I know I put my guests under a time crunch, but he's a pretty detailed gator for for a limited time. Like I said, I give everybody about 5 minutes, and it's awesome to see what they come up with. I like it. I like where your mind goes with each one. So, and again, it is the most creative penis yet. I probably got to be careful saying that because I know someone's hopefully people watch it so they can try to outdo it.
Go ahead and try to dethrone the king. You can try, but I'm the penis drawing champ, boys.
Well, right now, yes, you are the top penis drawing champ. That is definitely number one.
Should be what the episode is called, Top Penis Drawing Champ.
I hope YouTube wouldn't flag it if I did, but I'm gonna see what I can do as far as YouTube's rules here. So, but I always take it down a little bit after this, which is a question I ask everybody who's on here. And so how if today was your last day on Earth. How would you look back on your life, and how would you feel about the life you've led, or about the way people would remember you for the way you were?
This isn't a podcast. This is a therapy session. You're getting in my head.
That's
you're
what I call it. That's
head.
it, man.
All
That's
right.
what I. That's why I call it this.
I'll play. I think I don't have regrets on anything that I've done in my life currently, but I would say that I'm definitely not done. You know what I mean? I think I'm not afraid of. I'm not somebody who's afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying before accomplishing the goals that I wish to accomplish.
Well, yeah, let me be more specific about that. Regarding that, I know we haven't done everything, because I know a lot of people I've interviewed. I mean, if I interviewed some older people, I'd be like, okay, how do you feel?
Right.
But as far as someone, our age,
currently?
yeah, obviously we know you haven't accomplished anything. What most of the people I've interviewed are in their 20s and 30s, so everybody would say that.
Okay.
So, I mean, as far as relationships with friends and people like you, how you'd be remembered.
If I were to be remembered. Okay, all right. Well, honestly, I have a tight circle of friends, but at the same time, I feel like I get along with almost anybody. You throw me in a situation, I can pretty much talk to anybody about anything. So I feel like socially, people will remember who I am. I've started doing comedy at 19 years old, sneaking into bars and shit like that at 20 years old and stuff like that, trying to do it. And within a 2-year span, I've performed in New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, New Jersey. I've been to the Apollo Theater in New York City. Nice. And currently with my job and stuff like that, I work for a brewery. I tell jokes and drink beer. I live a fucking great life.
There's a lot of people who would envy the hell out of that.
I got no complaints. I live a great life right now. I don't have any, I'm a happy motherfucker. So if I were to die today, then so be it. I'm not afraid of, leaving back a bad legacy or anything like that, or any relationships that I would go back on and be like, this should have been different. This should have been like that. I think everything happens for a reason. I think everything builds you to be the better person that you are. And you just got to roll with that. If you look back and harp on the past too much, then you're going to get stuck in the mud and you're not going to move forward.
Yeah. Well, see, some people don't. A lot of people that I've known in my life, they don't learn from a past mistake. They don't think of what could happen. And I remember when I asked that question to Lemaire, he said that he was recently at a friend's funeral who a woman was there at his friend's funeral who she met once at a Sprint store. And this woman was at his friend's funeral and couldn't keep it together. Was how influential and what kind of person this was. And it's hard to be somebody like that, I guess, but to be able to be somebody who can touch lives, right, and not just have empty words at a funeral, I guess means more to me than just like, oh yeah, I could have.
He was a great guy.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that is exactly what I don't want said at my funeral.
I get it. No, and that's a big reason I do comedy because I enjoy it. I do comedy because I like to make people laugh. But at the same point in time, I want people to have a break from their real life world and have an escape where we're both having our escape at the same time. You're watching a comedy show, I'm giving a comedy show. I'm telling jokes, you're receiving and laughing at them. I want to be able to impact you on a level that transcends just a face-to-face, how you doing, nice to meet you, weather's phenomenal, great, have a great day. And I don't want to have that. I genuinely appreciate loyal personal interactions. My barber is one of the fucking craziest, nicest people I've ever met. If he died, I would go to his funeral tomorrow. I've never hung out with him outside of getting a haircut, but we talk on a level that I really appreciate the guy. And I think that goes a long way. I don't think that I've never told him that, but if that, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't know who would come to your funeral in the same aspect that you may not have known that you've had any type of impact on them.
Right.
But within you have. And I think it's very important. I think it's a really good way to put that, actually.
Yeah. So I'm glad you kind of caught what I was trying to get with that. Some people are just like, oh, I don't want to die. And I'm like, no.
It's not, impact.
I know you don't want to die. Yeah, it's what kind of legacy you leave and how you're remembered. I could make $20 billion in my life, but
there's 7 billion people in this world, man. You don't mean shit unless you mean shit to the people around you. Yeah. That's all. That's your world, because you almost can't make that global impact unless you are a person with a huge platform. So you kind of have to go based off of your pool of people and be the best person you can be.
I hear you there. So then if you could go back to one point in your life then after that. So I know I'm terrible, viewers. I apologize. I haven't done my homework. But I know there's a religion, if I can remember it, but which says that if you live your life right and such like that, you can go back to the point in your life where you were the happiest. It may just be a book. I don't know what it is anymore, but I have to look it up. But if you could go back to a point in your life, maybe not a day or an instant, but like a time, where would you go to spend, eternity?
I'd say right here. I'd sound like I think where I'm currently at. I think I'm 22 years old. I'm in an awesome relationship with a girl I genuinely love with all my heart. I fucking drink beer and tell jokes. Have great friends.
Nice.
Obviously, I'm not financially or living in play. You know what I mean? I'm not killing the game, but I haven't reached that point yet. So I mean, for me,
Right.
This is my pinnacle. This is the highest point in which I've reached. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a time where I can go back and be like, that was the best point of my life, because I've done nothing but grow since that point in time. So I think I'd say right now, honestly, I know that sounds cliche and shitty, and that's not a juicy answer, but I'd fucking.
Well, I think it is a little bit, because you're the first person who's actually said now.
Yeah,
and to be that happy at this point in your life is
as a struggling
good.
comedian, motherfuckers. I'm a struggling comedian. I'm happy as fuck. Okay, you guys out there with your $60,000 fucking a year jobs with a family and shit. You guys are fucking complaining and shit. Just letting you know, I wake up and play video games and drink beer and tell jokes, and I don't have that much money. I can't travel the world, all right? And I'm still happy as a fucking clam. It's about what you make with it, man. You gotta be. It's a mindset.
See, yeah, you're one of the few that would say that, and it's a rare find, because that's what I've tried to find in comedians, and you don't see it a lot. Like you said, it's I've got a job, I'm miserable, I'm married, and blah blah. And you see it a lot, and everybody and people have said to me, they said, I was just on a podcast recently, and they asked me, they said, you've interviewed a lot of comedians, and you're asking a question about that, like how would you feel about the life you've led? And you'd think that all of them would be, I'm terrible, it's a horrible life.
There's a lot of dreary comedians. That's definitely, there's a lot of mopey, dark. So a lot of comedians are dark people. I'm a dark person. I just keep that to the fucking vest. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to. Can't be a crazy person. That's all. You gotta, you gotta live your best life.
But you've got that point where you're saying, you're happy, you've got your life, and you're at a point where things are good, and to be able to live that is it says a lot. A lot of people can't even just realize that what they have. It's like, wow, I've got my significant other. I'm telling jokes. I'm doing what I want to do. Most people wouldn't even realize that and say that this is freaking great.
You gotta hit that wall. That's why it's failure. It's fucking failure. Once you reach that point in time where you are miserable as fuck and you are failing, disappointing, not even just people that around you, like yourself, like you're like, this isn't where I want to be. This isn't what I want to be doing. That's how you know that once you get out of that. I was fucking 15 to 20 pounds overweight, sitting in a cubicle, designing cubicles, surrounded by office ladies who were telling me about her and their husband's dream last night, and you wanted to blow your brains out. And you're like, oh my God, this dude's been in this position for 30 years. I cannot be this person. I was a big fan of MMA. I was a big fan of comedy. I was a big, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff like that. Since that point in time, I've gone and I've, fulfilled doing boxing, doing Muay Thai, doing stuff like that I wanted to do. I lost that 15 to 20 pounds while doing something that I enjoyed. I started doing comedy and started making some success and made some waves in the amount of time that I've done it. I mean, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So it's, I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be, but I'm aware of that I'm in a good place so far. And you can appreciate that, and you got to look back and think, damn, at least I'm not there. If 19-year-old Geoff saw 22-year-old Geoff, he'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Right.
And that's what it's about. You can't look at what other people have and what you don't have, and it's about where you were to where you are now and where you're going.
Man,
I'm being deep as shit, boys and girls. I drew a fucking head-on penis, and I'm the deepest thing you fucking listen to all day. Other than that penis, because that penis is deep.
That looks like it would go deep. So at the end of every episode, before the podcast, I make an ink blot for every one of my guests. It's handmade.
This is fucking therapy.
It's handmade by me. So
you handmade it. Is that someone's job? Does someone do that?
I think that Rorschach tests they're made specifically. So they're supposed to be a certain thing, but this isn't from any Rorschach test. This is me This is I did this
is
with
a penis down
it's
the
a cr-
fucking barrel. I swear to God.
No, I don't know.
That'd
I
be
don't think this one is.
hilarious.
So I'm gonna show you this and show it to our guests here as we have it. So what can you possibly see in there? Either way you want to hold it.
I'm holding it the way that's up.
Oh yeah, I gave it to you.
And I'll tell you right now, I know exactly what this is.
Okay.
Okay. This is two motherfucking Bruce Lees coming together to deliver an earth-shattering sidekick. Jumping sidekick that is hitting, and see this up here? These are the ripples of explosions that are coming out, and the universe is about to fold in half, and the Big Bang is about to occur. But these are two fucking black Bruce Lees kicking this motherfucker, and the universe is about to explode.
Wow. I can't even.
MMA, boys.
After you say it, I see nothing else. I can't say I see anything other than that. Wow. That is amazing. But that is yours to keep.
Oh, fuck yeah,
well.
dude.
That is yours.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
So,
I'm going to see what other people think, and they're all going to be wrong. From this end. Oh, it depends. From this angle, it kind of looks like a creepy-ass spider a little bit. But
oh, yeah, a little lower.
A little bit, like from the flat, I don't know, whatever.
So, yeah, if you viewers out there, if you tilt your monitors back a lot.
You just stare at it this way. It's kind of like a spider.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You stare at it this way. It's kind of like two what are those fucking Yoshis kind of high-fiving. That's what it kind of looks like there.
I see centaurs.
I get that.
I see a couple centaurs with that, actually.
I get that. I also see some freaky kind of mask, and that these are like the nose, and then these are like the eyes. So, honestly, guys, whatever you think is dead wrong because it's absolutely Bruce Lee.
I love the two Bruce Lees. That's fantastic. And
right off the bat.
I even see is that gloves in the front?
Yeah, you see them? They're flexing up, man.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta guard, man. You can't be blind just throwing kicks and shit. You're gonna leave yourself open.
That is.
Ask Jose Aldo.
I can't see anything else except for that now. That is it.
I know. That's what it is. It's facts. This is what I spit. I spit fighting, I spit facts, I spit comedy. It's what I do. A
lot of the people who I've given one of these to, you see through the interview, you see something that comes back from that brings out that ink blot. You can tell it's something no matter.
Yep.
I didn't pull this one specifically for you. I didn't do anything like it.
Like it.
And I'm telling you, and you can see something in there, and people, a lot of times it tends to pull something from the interview somehow. So this is phenomenal. That is amazing.
This is what it is, boys. I'm the Conor McGregor of goddamn comedy. All right, I'm calling my shots. I'm killing the game, and look at this, 100% right. I just convinced.
Oh yeah.
He didn't even know what it was. And now, I mean, what is this?
All I see.
What is this? Two Bruce Lees. That's all it is. There's nothing else it could be. If you say it's a butterfly, you're stupid.
No.
If you think it's anything else, you're wrong, and I hate you.
It's a couple of Bruce Lees just ending everything we know and love.
No, creating. It's the Big Bang, man. It's creating. Well, you're right. It's ending, but creating.
Right. Well,
creation and destruction
every beginning
go
has
hand
an
in
end.
hand.
Yep.
That's my favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper. Dude, this is going full circle. That's one of my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers quotes. Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. Dude, this is fucking... We're killing the game, Jesse. Dude, I don't care about any of your... This is your best podcast.
This is it, man.
That's your best boy.
So that's why I call it the In Your Head podcast, folks. We try to go deeper than any other podcast, so we try to bring it to you. Come see Geoff and all of his great people that you've hopefully seen on my podcast. I hope you've seen them. If you haven't seen them, go back and check them out. Rusty Wright, episode 9. Cody Wright, I believe episode 6. Yeah, I think episode 6. Go check these guys out. They're fantastic. They're hilarious. They're going to be at Landmark Americana in Glassboro every first and third Monday
of the month.
Yes,
February 5th is the first one. Sign-ups are at 8. The show starts at 8:45. Bring your friends. Bring your mom. Bring your grandmother. It's going to be a fucking banging time.
Bring your wallet and buy some beers.
Bring your wallet. It's a free show. So really, honestly, the beers are, buy some beers. Enjoy yourself. It's going to be a fucking great time. Jokes and beer. It's my life. You get to live my life for a little bit.
That's
an hour at a time.
And like we said, we'll get the links posted for Geoff's other shows. I may have the link to your benefit up before this post.
Yeah, guys, come out. It's a paid show, but honest to God, I mean, Shane Gillis, Chris O'Connor, Troy Moore, Cody Wright, me, any one of us except for me could be a fucking headliner, and that's why I'm hosting. But these motherfuckers are funny as shit. I really, my sign of approval is on this fucking lineup. So come down to the Gateway Baseball Fundraiser, January 26th.
It looks fantastic. Do you have an address where it's at? The actual
I
place?
can pull it up.
Well, no, I'll pull it up.
We'll
We'll pull it up. I
No
didn't know if you
time
knew
for
what
that.
building it
Not
was.
off the
No.
bat.
I knew if you
Not
knew what
off
building.
The bat. It's a catering building.
So, okay, cool.
Okay.
So we'll get this all taken care of. We'll get you plugged. Thank you,
Awesome.
sir,
No,
for being
thank
on
you.
my podcast.
Thank you for having me. This was a fun
Absolutely.
ass time, man. This is good. I like what you're doing here. I like. It's different, and I like that a lot. It's not typical. Which, congratulations.
Oh.
This is gonna go places.
Thank you.
Man.
I'm trying to have some fun with it. I'm trying to have fun with my guests
It's
because
great.
I want to know what makes you tick, especially people out there. So if there's somebody you guys want to see out there, write me. We'll find out what they. We'll find out what's in their head. So as always, like and subscribe below. Okay, and I'm gonna have links for your Facebook. Would you prefer that? Yeah, we'll have links for your
Instagram,
Facebook,
whatever.
Instagram, Twitter. I'll get a whole bunch of links off of him, and I'll put them all below the video down there. So make sure you check out Geoff and check him out. A lot of great shows coming up, and those guys are going to be great over at Landmark. So please check it out, guys. Thanks again for viewing, and as always, don't forget your toilet poncho.